Yourself in trials and tribulations, don't get angry. Don't be upset. Understand that that is the process that it takes to make sure that you are complete, lacking in nothing. Okay? And so I kept thinking about why I go back to my past. Why do I keep reliving things? Why do I keep giving into pressures that I know damn well I should not? Why do I keep keeping energies alive that I know need to die? They have no more life with me. They have no future with me. And I realized that instead of me trying to rush through the process, acknowledge that there's still some residue in that experience that I need to learn so that I can be complete, lacking nothing. This is me cleaning. Okay. It's so funny. It's so funny. I hope I'm in view because I cannot tell. But I woke up this morning and I was thinking to myself, I said that I want a new life. I said that I want to do things differently. I said that I want to take charge. I don't want to be at the mercy of mercy anymore. I don't want to just live a life with no plan and then figure out when I get there what to do. I want some direction. And I realized that as I'm saying this, there was this feeling of, well, let go of the past. Create the order that you want, right? Let me hold this, make sure it's still on. Good. What came to me was there were some people that were attached to my energy, and they were attached because I kept them alive. I kept feeding them with my thoughts. I kept feeding them through messaging. I kept feeding them with remembering things. I just kept them alive. And therefore, I was watering that. And as we know, anything you water, anything you give your energy to, it grows. And so I made a decision. And I feel like this decision was on me for a while, but I actually stood firm in it this time. And I said, I'm done. I'm done. Got up, I got into the word. And as I've said before, whether you're a believer, whether you're not, whether you are a Buddhist, whether you're not, whatever it is, anything that is supposed to resonate for you will resonate for you, period. And so I found myself in James, first James, talking about when you find yourself in trials and tribulations, don't get angry. Don't be upset. Understand that that is the process that it takes to make sure that you are complete, lacking in nothing. Okay? And so I kept thinking about why I go back to my past. Why do I keep reliving things? Why do I keep giving into pressures that I know damn well I should not? Why do I keep keeping energies alive that I know need to die? They have no more life with me. They have no future with me. And I realized that instead of me trying to rush through the process, acknowledge that there's still some residue in that experience that I need to learn so that I can be complete, lacking nothing. And that reprogram my mind to realize some of us be trying to get out of things so quickly. Oh, I want to get over this person. I want to get done with this experience. I want to hurry up and learn. And then you hop into a new experience doing the same dumb shit because you was rushing your completion. You can never rush that. You can never rush your process of how much you're supposed to take from a lesson, because if you do, it will repeat itself until it has been proven you have learned. Today, I journaled. After I journaled, I made me some tea. After I made me some tea, I got to work. I cleaned my refrigerator out. Like I scrubbed, I was on my knees. Do you understand? I was on my knees scrubbing the refrigerator. And I was scrubbing it because I kept smelling something, and I noticed that a lot of things was old. I had old condiments, I had things getting molded, and this is my transparency. Some of y'all got clean kitchens all through the year. Me, I let things just sit for some time. I just procrastinate or I'll get in my head. And today I realized ain't nobody coming to do that, because there's an energy in why I left it like that. There's an energy in why things started to go spoiled and I did not take care of it. I'm cleaning my closet out, and I'm realizing there's a lot of dirt. There's a lot of things that I don't wear. There's a lot of things, as I had explained before, there was an apartment fire in my last apartment that traveled with me here that still has ash. Never cleaned it and never threw it away. And see, I understand that there are companies, right, that get paid to clean out your mess. I am not here to judge that. Get your money, honey. But there is something spiritually divine. There is something spiritually strengthening. There is something self loving. There is battles that you are fighting. There are things that you are wrestling with when you get on your own hands and knees and you clean out the mess that you created. There is something that no one can take from you when you say, I'm going to clean. I'm going to get this in order. Let me just make sure it's still recording. There is something powerful in that. There is something powerful when you say, I made this mess and I'm going to clean it up. Why is that powerful? Let me tell you. Because sometimes in life we feel incapable, we feel unworthy, we feel like we're a problem. I know I have many times. Sometimes in our lives, we feel like we can't do hard things. We feel like we need someone to come and save us. We need someone to come and fix it. We believe that if somebody came and put their hands in it, it would just be done and it would be better than what we could ever do. We are in a world now where somebody outside of us always seems to have the answer, always seems to know more about you than you do. There's retreats every day. There's always somebody saying how to live and how to move and what to do. Right now there's this influx of people talking about how therapy and this and therapy and that, and how they went on a retreat for this and how they went on a retreat for that. Yet when you ask them, how does your home look, it's silent. It's silent. Getting into cleaning your space, it strengthens that muscle of, I allowed this to get this far, but I'm also the solution to changing it. It rewires your brain to realize, when I'm outside, it can be chaotic, but when I'm in my place of residence where I dwell, at least I can control this thing. At least I know more about this thing than someone else does. See, because I know why this got messy. The women in my family, it seems like all of them, maybe except for one, I don't know, has a messy dwelling. It seems like they all just have this energy of clutter. The women in my family, it seems like they can just walk past, move things out the side, and they'll have neat mess. You know what neat mess is? Let me tell you, neat mess is when there's mess, but it's in its proper space. Meaning the mess don't leak over there, the mess don't leak over here, but it's still mess. You haven't sorted it out, you haven't thrown it away, you just got piles of paper just lined up. And I realize a lot of us are living our lives in neat mess. A lot of us are just sweeping things under the rug, sweeping it under the couch. We're just throwing things in the closet, closing the door, having people come into our space, knowing damn well, please don't open that closet. And that's how we move in life. Please don't get to know me. If you really did, oh Lord, what you would find would be crazy. And I am choosing to say, get to know me because I'm getting to know me and I'm getting to see my patterns. I'm getting to see my ways. I'm getting to understand how I function in this world with myself and with other individuals. I am in a relationship. And before I got in this relationship, I always said, like, I just want to be with somebody who knows me, who understands me, who gets me. Yet when I sat my ass down, there was a lot of me that I still could not deal with. There was a lot in me that I was still running from. So to be with somebody who's like, I just want you to be you, was terrifying to me. Terrifying, because I was like, well, what will you see? Will you see that if I open up this door, everything would just fall down? Some of us have doors closed in our hearts and in our minds and in our soul because we don't want to take the time to declutter, throw things away, and not give a damn how it looks, because we understand that sometimes in order to get free, in order to get clear, in order to see, you have to create some mess. You got to get some mess out first. You got to deal with the trauma. You got to deal with the lies. You got to deal with your limiting beliefs. You got to deal with your mother wounds. You got to deal with your father wounds. You got to deal with why you were so promiscuous. You got to deal with those drug addictions. You got to deal with why you were such an angry person. You got to deal with the inner child. You got to deal with the inner teenager. You got to deal with these demons that keep attacking you. You got to deal with it, and it is not fun. It is not fun. I don't care. That's why people pay other people to do it. But lo and behold, you know how those businesses stay in business? Because they know it's going to come back because you did not clean it. You're going to call us in a month. You're going to call us in a week. You're going to, because you don't have the discipline, the consistency, the self-trust to get on your knees and clean your own mess. So I'll do it for a fee. If some of y'all would rather pay a fee than to trust yourself and give yourself just the time and patience and grace to say, I love myself enough to just make sure my home is clean. It is clean. I love myself enough to just declutter the mess. I love myself enough to fix what I messed up. Even if some of it is not you. Some of the things that I found in my closet was not of mine. Some of it was my brother's. He left behind his suit. My mom gave me some shoes. But you have to be careful when you take from people because their energy is still attached. And if they came from an energy of clutter, you wonder why you got clutter. You got to be mindful when you receive things from people because then it adds to the stuff that you got to now deal with. I don't want to be here long, but this is my Sunday word. Clean your house, clean your dwelling, and clean your dwelling. Take care of what you need to take care of. A lot of us don't need to be shopping right now. A lot of us don't need to go out. And can I tell you this? Can I just be honest before I go? If you like this video, do like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But back to the point, I literally wanted to go outside today. I was like, I'm gonna go for a jog. I'm gonna go for a walk. And that's how it works. Because what's easy always seems like I could do that. What's a distraction from what needs to be done always seems like, oh, that sounds fun. See, somebody would say, well, walking isn't a distraction. No, it's not. It's good exercise. But when there's something that's bigger than that, and you're saying, I'm not going to do that yet, that's when it becomes a distraction. And a lot of times when we're choosing to pivot our lives, there will be a distraction. I could just call him. I could just talk to her. I could just hang out. I could just go for a drink. I could just go for a walk. And then you realize the thing that you knew you should have done, you put it off for X amount of weeks, months, and now years. And the reality is, a lot of us are battling, myself included, with this idea that I'm missing out on something if I'm not in it. And thus, I don't want to miss out on there. So I'm not going to take care of this. Yet every time I would go outside, I would always have to come back to my mess. Because nobody came while I was outside, broke in my home and cleaned it. Damn it. Nobody did that. So even if I'm outside living my best life, having a good time, doing what I want to do, I still had to come back to my dwelling into chaos. And what's interesting is every time I went outside, I would always feel bad about it. See, when you don't have a clean dwelling to return back to, you don't feel good really. Deep down inside, you don't want to hang out. You don't want to call nobody. You just want to get it done, but you have to press into yourself to do the thing that you need to do. There may be people coming to assist you. You might be able to call a friend to help you, but this is still your duty. This is still your life. This is still your decision. This is still your mess. This is still your stuff. Now, I know this video ain't the cleanness because it's messy, but this is my mess. This is my mess. And thus, it's my hands, my energy that is cleaning this out. And guess what that means? Before I go, I get to reap the reward of my actions. I get to reap the reward of what my good works gave me. I get to reap it. I ain't got to thank no company. I ain't have to put no money out. I get to say, good job, Shayla. And do you know what that does? That reprograms my mind to know that I can do hard things. That reprograms my mind to know that if I focus, if I set myself up, I can do it. Nobody can take that from me. Nobody can take that from me. It was messy. I had to uproot. I had to look. I had to pick apart what was important and what wasn't. But I did that. And thus, I'm not at the mercy of anybody. Until next time.